did do media. Zeke held court casually, and Dak Prescott, in addition to his media session, held court casually. So I would say by Friday, it was normal and relaxed and hopeful. But you still sense that there's a dark cloud hanging over AT&T Stadium today, even with the roof closed.
Dark cloud because of what happened last week, or dark cloud because they're 7-8?
They gave away a free chance to beat Philadelphia.
I thought all year.
They gave away a free chance to beat the Jets.
There you go.
They gave away a free chance to beat the Packers and end that drought against them. They gave away a free chance after chance after chance. 8 of them so far. Now, not every game were the Cowboys the clearly better team.
Yeah.
But, Zeke finally gave a great answer in Philadelphia. Again, the eloquent losing Cowboys. When somebody said, how frustrating is it, Zeke, to be the better team and to lose? And somebody finally admitted it. We weren't the better team.
Right. Because
my old philosophy, Brian, you and I have talked about this for a long time. If you lost the game, you're not the better team.
No.
Ever.
No.
If Ari, if you and me go out and shoot free throws, I don't care what you used to do. If I make 8 of them and you make 7 of them, I'm the better free throw shooter.
Although I got in trouble for that Buffalo after I said Buffalo's the better team. Everybody's like, oh, they're not the better team. They were the better team that day.
And so was Chicago.
Sure.
But Brian Broaddus was saying he thinks Ohio State was a better team and not Clemson. So
I think Ohio State.
Maybe it's the one exception.
That's another day.
Maybe that's the one exception.
That's another day.
This team has and this organization has so gotten full of it and itself that they believe their own press clippings. Yeah. They believe that America's team and the branding of America's team is a driving force, when in fact, once you go on the field, the only driving force that America's team has is for the other team, because they want to take you down. That's why the Buffalo Bills came in here on Thanksgiving and did their feed meat thing, because they want to take down the headliners. I don't know, and either does anybody on the Cowboys roster. I don't know who the Buffalo Bills, what their hand signals are, or what their hashtag is. Nobody knows, nobody cares. But people want to take down the Cowboys, and this year they do.
Now, wait a minute. You're making this a big deal, aren't you? This whole thing, the branding thing, that's something you've gotten on that horseback, and you're now running at full speed with this.
Hashtag 53 brands.
53 brands.
And it doesn't mean they're bad guys, and it doesn't mean they're bad players. It means that this organization pushes the idea of branding and public relations and marketing. So why wouldn't a player follow suit? Why wouldn't Jalen Smith have a sunglasses line? Of course he would.
Yeah.
The Cowboys do. Why can't he have one? Why wouldn't all these guys have their own logos and their own websites?
Drop passes, missed tackles, branding problems?
I think that there's only so much focus that's available in the human brain.
Okay.
So if you're spending a whole lot of time on your logo, that would take away from film study, yes.
Okay. So you're saying then that the fact that they focus on off the field stuff so much, it's affecting the way that they're playing, and that's why they have the record they have.
And not on purpose. Nobody's not trying on purpose.
Right.
But I think the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys should sit down with Jerry Jones and beg him to let football be on that end of the building and marketing be on that end of the building. That the Cowboys branding and marketing and public relations, the best in sports, not the best in the NFL, the best in sports, be what it is, but not have it bleed over into the football.
Is there a greater than 0% chance that happens?
Yeah.
Really? Honestly?
Yeah. I think Urban Meyer would tell this head coach, why don't you let me try to do some of the football around here?
Wait, head coach or general manager?
I think Urban Meyer, as a head coach, would tell the general manager, why don't you let me do some of the football?
Yeah.
I think Sean Payton not only would have done that, I think he someday will.
Yeah.
Tell Jerry Jones, listen, you do all the radio shows you want. Mm-hmm. You throw parades and you bake cakes and you have balloon-shaping clowns. Mm-hmm. Let me do the football. You have your fun. Let me do your football. We'll win more games, which will be more fun.
Black Monday comes and goes, right? Is this team going to make a quick decision on this head coach, or are they going to kind of drag this out?
Poor Red Ball doesn't get any help from the inactives. No Byron Jones today.
Right.
Tyron Smith today.
Right.
And we should throw in no Antoine Woods today. I guess a knee, right? That just has just nagged him all year. I think if the Cowboys lose and then we know that they're not going to the playoffs.
Right. How about they just don't go to the playoffs?
Okay.
Say they win, but don't go to the playoffs.
If the Cowboys don't go to the playoffs, I think Jerry Jones will either skedaddle out of here, which is very unlike him, but I wouldn't blame him. That'll be a very emotional loss if they lose today.
Right.
And he's had a few of those.
Right.
Or he'll drop hints as to his plans to Jason Garrett. And, of course, his plans with Jason Garrett will be to replace him.
Mike, you're always by Jerry Jones' side when it comes to these post-game. The shortness of it last week, do we need to read into it as he's just run out of answers? He's like the players in the locker room. They're tired of the questions, but he doesn't have answers.
Run out of answers, run out of patience.
Doesn't know anymore? Doesn't understand why?
I think he understands why.
Okay. When do you think he came to that realization?
I think the Jets game.
Really?
I think he looked at the Jets game.
Chicago.
Said, okay, but okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm a month and a half before that. How in the world did we go to New York on a big stage, national game in New York, against a beatable team with the only good player they had on offense has mono?
Yeah.
And we almost didn't even compete with them.
Yeah.
I think that was the beginning of the end for Jason Garrett. And again, doesn't mean that Garrett's a, quote, bad coach. I just think the message is tired. The message is lost. And the next head coach, you know how this works in the NFL, Brian. You know very well. If I have a professorial head coach, in 4 years, we fire him, we replace him with a taskmaster.
Right.
Then in 4 years, we're tired of his BS.
Yeah.
We replace him with an avuncular type.
Yeah.
That's how Wade...
Avuncular?
Yeah, like, a friendly uncle.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
That's how Wade Phillips... No, there's a Wade Phillips type, there's a Bill Parcells type, and there's a Jason Garrett type.
Who is the next type here?
Oh,
avuncular.
I think, no. They've had enough hugs. This team has enough hugs and back pats and high fives. This needs somebody to come
clapping,
in here.
Maybe? Enough clapping?
Whatever, and then I'm going to put this on Twitter just for fun. Remember win one for the Gipper?
Yeah.
How about win one for the Clapper?
Yeah.
but this
Fish
needs...
wanted you to laugh at that, Broaddus.
He has.
He was laughing without noise.
I was laughing without noise. I didn't want to...
The silent
I didn't want to have the Aaron Andrews laugh come blowing out there on you.
The next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys needs to be a taskmaster.
Okay, again, quick, or is this something that's going to drag? Big net, talk to a lot of people.
It's big net, talk to a lot of people, and quick. Because if you move too slowly on Ron Rivera, he's going to have a job somewhere else.
Sure. You're buying that, huh? Ron Rivera's going to have a job tomorrow with the Washington Redskins?
I'm buying the idea that you need to interview Ron Rivera.
Okay. They did before they interviewed Wade Phillips.
There you go. I think you need the list needs to be 30 people long and wide, and you need to interview 10 of them. And you better get Josh McDaniels in there.
Okay.
And you better get Greg Roman in there. You better examine what head coaches you might be able to steal.
Yeah.
I would call Sean Payton again.
Sure.
And let him say no. Let him say no
Mike's
again.
Fish he's sounding good here. I like what he's saying.
I like it.
It took him 17 weeks to be like this.
And my point, you haven't even been here 17 weeks.
Oh,
What are
I
you
listen
talking
to your
about?
clown show.
My point to Mr. Jones is you've got the finest house, the finest stadium, the finest headquarters, the finest yacht, the finest helicopter. Why would you not seek out the finest coach?
Yeah.
Well said, Fish. Thank you. Wow.
Watch your fastball today there.
Cowboys 24, Washington 13.
You had to get that in.
Do you have a score for Philadelphia?
I do not.
Giants?
I don't study them. I'm very focused.
Are we back here again next week, or are we...
I don't
hope not
study
with
that.
Mike.
I'm not very focused.
Mike Fisher joining us. Better ingredients, better pizza, better lives. Papa John's, official pizza of your Dallas Cowboys. We'll go back in the field talk with Christy Scales next, plus give you the official inactives for the Dallas Cowboys in their Week 17 match against the Redskins. With Brian Broaddus, I'm Tempkin. You're listening to the Dallas Cowboys pregame show on 105.3 The Fan.